if you've ever been down the hair care aisle in any drugstore, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, wherever it is that you may shop, you might have noticed that there's, you know, the herbal essences, the Pantene, the, you know, what else do you guys use? You know, Dove. And then when you get to the very back of the hair care aisle, you'll notice that there's this small section with products with black women's faces and black men's faces, and it's labeled the ethnic hair care section. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? Yes. And I said all this to say that you might not have really noticed it before because, you know, it's not really something that you just don't really think about it. But there's an astonishing curiosity and lack of knowledge and understanding about ethnic hair and the differences between ethnic hair and quote-unquote non-ethnic hair. Now, for the purposes of this speech, I'm going to say that ethnic hair is hair that grows from the heads of black men and women, African-American black men and women, African, and non-ethnic would be straighter hair types. And I can go into more discussion about that later on. But there's a lot more about ethnic hair than people really realize, and not just people with non-ethnic hair types, but people with ethnic hair types as well. We don't realize that there are a lot of cultural and historical and racial implications about ethnic hair. It goes beyond aesthetics, and it doesn't really occur to a lot of people. So what I want to talk to you all about today is, you know, kind of debunking common myths and misconceptions, and, you know, addressing some confusion about ethnic hair and the differences between non-ethnic hair and ethnic hair. And it's really interesting because this topic intrigued me not too long ago, probably about last summer, and I just did a lot of research. Like, one day I just got so frustrated with my hair. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm so done. I don't even know what to do. Like, should I just go natural? Should I relax it? Should I, you know, what should I do? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to research this. And so I talked to hair care experts. I talked to hairstylists. I did my own research. I read scholarly articles. And right now, in terms of the cultural aspects of ethnic hair and ethnic hair care, I'm taking a race and ethnicity course. It's a great course. Pam Robbins, if any of you guys want to take it. AMH 2097. Yeah. And you just learn a lot about your history, your own cultural background, and even if you don't have ethnic hair, then you can learn a lot about relations between people who do and do not. So to start out, I think I'd really like to talk about, you know, some common myths and misconceptions and some confusing details about ethnic hair and ethnic hair care. And I'm going to start out by kind of giving you guys a little bit of an anecdote that my mother was telling me about. My family, we live in Michigan, Kingsford, Michigan, really small town. There's no black people there. We were like the first ones ever, and like, I can't make this up. I'm exaggerating, but she went to the Walmart, and there's an older Caucasian lady, and she walked up to my mom and she said, excuse me, she said, does your son have nappy hair? And, you know, it's right, and it seems really like, you know, it seems kind of rude, it might seem kind of like funny, it might seem kind of strange, but, you know, she went on to say that it's because her grandson was a biracial, like, she had a biracial grandson, she was just wondering how she should take care of his hair. And it's because we have such a unique hair type, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. And it seems really bizarre, but it's something that, you know, people of black and African American descent, it happens all the time. It happened to me earlier today, actually. So yeah, so it's something that that always comes up. So one of the first misconceptions I would say is probably about shampooing our hair. And WebMD says that ethnic hair is much curlier, and I don't know, curlier hair is, it's really hard for the sebaceous glands that are on our scalps to produce the sebum, and it goes down the hair scalp. But when you have this curlier hair type, it can't travel all the way down, so our hair is naturally much drier. It's just how that is. And then, excuse me, and that's, I said WebMD, and all hair types should know that overwashing is not so much something that you want to achieve. Just a heads up for anybody, really. Anybody in this room could walk away with a tip like that. And also, according to an Essence Magazine interview with expert celebrity hairstylist Ursula Stephen, she says it's best for those with ethnic hair types to wash their hair at least once a week. And there's another misconception that ethnic hair grows slower than non-ethnic hair types. It's not true. Our hair all grows about the same length, at the same length every month. It's just we have retention rates that don't. Our ends break off a lot easier because our hair is much drier. And then there's a common confusion amongst all of us called the term perm. Now, for you that have straighter hair types, what do you think the perm, what is the perm to you guys?
Curling.
Curling the hair? Right. And so for ethnic hair types, it's actually, yeah, to straighten the hair and to relax, they call it relaxers, to relax the protein structure in our hair. And that is from the McBride Research Laboratories Design Essentials. And while you're probably looking at me, I see some faces in here like, why do I even care? Like, I'm not black, I've never been black, I never will be black. You know, I can see it, I know. And what they said is important to realize because there's so much you can learn culturally about your hair, about other people's hair. Hair is something not just for black men and women, for all hair types, that has been historically something that we just kind of clutch onto, and it's not anything bad, it's not anything negative, it's just a learning. It's just something that we can all learn from. So I really want you guys to really think about that. So how do we combat this lack of knowledge? Well, the best way to address any type of lack of understanding is to ask questions and then conduct your own research. So I'm going to offer 3 simple steps. You ask questions. If you have a question about anything, you know, maybe not in the way that the Caucasian lady in Walmart did, you know, but, you know, if you have a question about something, proceed to then act on it. And so then the second step would be to research it, you know, go read the book, you know, ask a good friend that might be of a you know, black or African American, like, we don't mind it, like, we really kind of touch that you take the time to learn more about our culture because our hair is a really integral part of our culture. And so I guess then I would go on to say that you would share the knowledge. And there's another part, excuse me. I'm sorry. I would also go on to say that, wow, I just drew a serious blank. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to move on. I'm heading over time. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Take a breath. As deep as you can.
Yeah, I got like 4 hours of sleep left. All right. Okay. Moving right along. I apologize for that, you guys. On the Tyra Banks show, there was a story of a woman who she refused to marry a man within her own race because she grew up being tormented and ridiculed because of the braid of her hair. She had really, really coily hair. And her hair type was so coily that she refused to date a man within her own race. She actually had a biracial daughter because she didn't want her daughter to be tormented in the same way. And I just kind of want you guys to think about how you might not think that your hair has the power to impact decisions that you make in your life, but that's just the reality for some people, such as Shantae. In conclusion, I just kind of want you guys to really think about how it affects our culture. I want you all to think that, you know, how it affects your culture. And I'm a black woman, I've been one all my life, and I still don't know everything about my hair, but I plan to learn, to keep learning for the rest of my life. And I hope that you guys can take initiative to do the same thing.